Hello, ThousandPoundPig here. Last episode, I finished Mad Max. I finished the game. 55 episodes. That was far longer than what I expected, but it's an open world game, and I guess you can say that it's a bit of a completionist run. I did not intend to be a bit of a completionist, but I guess I'm a bit OCD when it comes to open world games. But here is my magnum opus. It is fully upgraded. There is Chum Bucket. Just note that for later. I won't be choosing this. I'll be choosing the new vehicle, which is the one which I unlocked by completing the game in the last episode, the Interceptor. This is the original vehicle. The original vehicle you start off at the start of the game, which you're not able to drive. And the car which Mad Max is known for. Obviously, Chum Bucket is not in the boot of this car running around. You have two huge gas tanks instead. You even have an extra petrol container. Whoops! Okay, so they're still flying around. But what I'm going to do this episode is a type of review. I'm going to... Hang on. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here, talk to this person, and then down there, because this just popped up at the end of the game once I have finished it. And I also want to show you something over here. And then maybe talk to this person there. And we're going to finish. Okay? So... And I'm going to try to do that while keeping the car all safe. That is not safe. That is not safe. Okay. As far as this car's handling is compared to the Magnum Opus, I think this car might be a little bit better. Might be. I don't like saying that because I'm kind of connected to the Magnum Opus. I've really had a lot of fun with it, but this one seems to be a lot more balanced and not just fast and heavy. Anyway, I guess the first thing which I need to talk about is the story. To me, the story of this Mad Max game, it makes sense. Many people think that Mad Max is about the action, the cars, the crazy environment, the explosions, and all that stuff. But the one thing which is in every single Mad Max movie... Oh! Now you can't hear the car's sound effects. This is just a bug. It seems to happen every now and then. Anyway, the one thing which you do find in every Mad Max movie and this game is that Mad Max is fighting with himself. He's fighting that constant battle which he cannot win. He's trying to stay sane. He's not trying to be like all the other mobs, the war boys, all these crazy people who just do anything. But ever since Hope and Glory were killed, then Mad Max would start hearing voices. He would hallucinate. He even saw Hope before. He just saw Hope in the middle of the desert. That was messed up, so he is constantly trying to fight that battle. Personally, I think a system like Mass Effect would have been good. I think it's called the Paragon system, where Mad Max kind of suits that, where he can choose one of two decisions. He can choose a good decision or a bad decision, or the evil decision, if you want to say it like that. I think that just would have suited this whole kind of sanity and constant fight Mad Max is having with himself. But I think the game was front-loaded with its story, as in there was a lot of story towards the start of the game, which I just love seeing. I love the voice acting, especially of Chum Bucket. And towards the middle of the game, there was no story. It was just an open world game, the open world game, what people say. There was just a lot of things to do. Go to this fort, go to this fort, go to this fort, do their 3 or 4 missions, and then continue with the story. So it seems like the story is mainly at the front and at the end of this Let's Play and the game in general. The game is repetitive and the story is repetitive. It's not really a creative story, but last episode probably was the most Mad Maxy of those stories, if that makes sense. You wouldn't find this kind of stuff in other games. The whole that Mad Max is trying to compete with himself, is trying to control himself, control his anger and everything. What's this? Is she under the? Is it under the bridge? Okay, this is just a wasteland mission. They pop up around the place. They aren't totally random. They seem to pop up after certain quests and things. So, what is this? Oh, that's Glory. That's Glory who was killed by Scrotus. So, yeah, Mad Max is hallucinating. But,
you killed us.
What,
You killed all, Father. All you love.
But what I do want to talk about is that Mad Max killed Chumbucket and the Magnum Opus. Throughout this game, they call it a car RPG because you can upgrade the Magnum Opus from the start to the end, to the lowest form of V6 to the best form of V8, which I personally loved. I love the Magnum Opus, I love Chumbucket, and Mad Max kind of killed them both. He saw Scrotus on the edge of a cliff, and Mad Max just went for it, even though Chumbucket was on the car as well. He told Chumbucket to get off, but he didn't listen, and he just didn't care. Really, he killed them both, and he did not know that Scrotus had his interceptor. At the start of the game, the interceptor was taken apart, so it seemed. So that kind of seemed strange, but it seemed that Mad Max wasn't exactly thinking right. His logic wasn't thinking the best. He just killed his best friend, or the best friend I've seen in a Mad Max movie or game. He killed Chumbucket, his scrap mechanic. He killed him, and the Magnum Opus. So he was not thinking right. He just wanted revenge, and he got that revenge. He killed Scrotus, assumedly, and then Scrotus popped out in the interceptor, and that kind of surprised him. That was kind of an anticlimactic battle. It didn't really seem that epic, I think. But Mad Max, when you think about it, Mad Max lost to his sanity. He lost this game. He lost his sanity, and he killed Chumbucket and the Magnum Opus, and he just wanted revenge, and he got his revenge, but he lost his sanity for it, and that turning point was when Hope and Glory died, I guess. It's really depressing though. But yeah, there's no other way to finish this game. This is a very linear game in the story department, I guess you can say. That really sucks for a Mad Max game. I thought it would have been a lot more unique. The open world and environment is definitely unique, and the theme, but the story just doesn't really have it.
I think Pink's gonna be real happy. We can't really feel the weight of Dead Lord Scrotus's terror anymore. Not so much, anyway.
But the three things which sold me for this game was it being an open world, a car RPG, and which is being able to upgrade your Magnum Opus from the start to the end and customize it basically, and right-hand drive. Right-hand drive, of course, is in places like Australia and England. It's just not many games are like that, so I had to try this. So for the gameplay, I guess I did not really like the fighting system. That was probably the biggest thing about the gameplay I didn't like. I think I got pretty damn good at it, to the point where most groups could barely touch me. Ever since episode 32, that Singham video where they just kicked my ass over and over again, I learned a lot in that, both about the combat and controlling the camera. I had more trouble with the camera in enclosed spaces though. Some may say that's bad design, but that was a fun extra challenge for me. I'm not saying that's good design, and the game should, I guess, earn points if you want to grade it on points. The game should earn points based on its camera, but that was kind of an extra challenge which kind of made the fighting system a little bit better. Though that I don't think that was intentional. That's just my personal enjoyment of it. I'll just go to Pink Eyes just to repair this interceptor. The fact is that Max is not Batman. He doesn't pounce around everywhere. He has a more down-to-earth fighting style, but he still shouldn't be able to fight so many war boys at once. He was doing wrestling moves everywhere. Like, having a clothesline and wrestling moves was awesome. I guess that kind of makes sense. Wrestling moves aren't that down-to-earth. Well, some of them are freaking crazy, like people's elbow and things. But clothesline and all that stuff, they make sense in fighting environments, I think. I would have liked to see more of a focus on weapons. I understand shotgun bullets are rare, but melee weapons break fast, and you can never really put them in the car. I would like to see some kind of weapon system, such as being able to craft your own in Fallout. I know Fallout has a much bigger budget than this type of game, but I would like to be able to at least carry that weapon into the car, store it, and pick it up whenever I wanted to, just so I could go into a fort and pick up a weapon, go into a fort, and just go nuts with that. And they seem to break too easy as well. But the car combat was what really makes Mad Max movies and games unique, I would say. The car combat in this game is special and pretty memorable, I think, simply because it is rare, though during convoys I found that the game had a lot of those awkward moments, such as when you and an opposing car are moving at like 5 kilometers an hour really slow. I always felt that it's wrong to fight in that situation, that you might as well just jump out of the car and just blow up their tank or whatever. So it was just kind of a lot of awkward fighting, and it seemed, I realized it kind of late, that the convoys are more about free-flowing combat, that you want to try and move as fast as possible, but then once you do have a good convoy fight and you do, I don't know, knock someone out of the way or something, they fall behind, then what are you meant to do there? Are you supposed to go back and destroy them one by one until you do finally destroy that convoy truck? Or do you just simply ignore them and go for that convoy truck? I don't really know. It never really was clear. But I tried to do both. And in these convoy series, which I did do, I tried to make it interesting. And I couldn't really make it interesting because the game's just not flexible like that. Like when I tried to do that ambush mission, I tried to have a lot of cars on the screen at once, blocking the road. And the galaxy and the convoy would just never show up. This game does not have that depth that you can't experiment with that. The convoy just wouldn't show up, so I had to destroy a convoy, or I had to drive around the convoy route and find it again. And then some cars had disappeared by the time I did get back. I hate that. It doesn't really have that much depth, and it's just disappointing to see that. But by far the worst thing I found in the game was all the hand-holding. The HUD, the fuel, the food, the ammo was supposed to be limited. I discovered this quite early and tried a video where I didn't use the HUD, which was in episode 20, 27, 54 and the last convoy mission. I found it a far more hardcore experience, not knowing Max's health, thirst, or even the level of his petrol in the car. There are visual and audio cues which tell you when those things are low. Like Chum will say you need more, or the car is running on fumes. Max hunches over a bit when he's hurt, or he says that he needs some water. So does Chum. I don't really think you need that on the HUD, especially with those audio cues in the game. If you use something more physically to block that part of the screen, that helps a lot, like a CD or something. I use Rob Zombie's CD. Why the hell not? Rob Zombie's awesome. But I would have liked an in-game option to turn those things off, or at least lower the transparency. I did use the map a lot. I would have. The thing about that is that the minimap is right next to them, though. I'll be fine with that. I don't like the minimap in the game. I use a GPS a lot. It's kind of a crutch. It's a bad habit, I guess. Just like smoking, it sucks. It ruins the game, I think. Having the proper map, which you have to press the select button to get into, I like that in games. I like that kind of. The map is separate from the game, and you have to, I don't know, physically look at it full screen or something, because that's what you do in real life. You look at a full screen map, or if you're on a mobile, you can't pay attention to something else. You have to look at the mobile, pay attention to your map. Unless you're a woman, then you can multitask. Then you're crazy. What are you watching these vids for? No women watch my vids. But I'm just saying, I like getting immersed in them, and I'd rather that map be separate from the game, or actually in the game, and you have to actually stop and pay attention to it. Anyway, this place was interesting. I'm right here on the map, and I explored this a bit off screen, and I decided to record the rest of it because I found something very interesting which I want to show you guys. Which I have not tried it, I've only found it. Where is it? It's down here. This is another one of those buzzard cams. They're usually really simple to take out. But look at this. Oh, here's a final piece of scrap. It's a buzzard launcher. This is where the cars come from. That's a ladder. Anyway, really cool. That's a dummy right there, or a mannequin. I don't trust him after playing that Tetris game. Still. So I can probably get into this vehicle and launch out of it. I guess I have heard about this on some forums.
This might fool them.
Hopefully it works. That's cool. That is cool. So, where'd I come from? Where did I just come from? Came from the sand? But I just think that's really cool. Not a lot of game developers do that. I know that Avalanche have obviously did that, and that's kind of surprising. I'm surprised they did that. But they also put jumps all around the place. So is there another one which spawns after I use that? Probably not, but that's because I'm still close. I don't know. Maybe if I just drive away really far away, then come back, another one spawns. I don't know. But that's a crappy car. I don't want it. Don't want it. Oh, that blew it up. Okay. Maybe Max's shotgun is just really powerful. Alright. Now I get back on track. What was I going to do? What really made this game for me was probably the sound design. The sound of the cars was beautiful, as I keep pointing out. The sound of the engines. The voice acting was great in the few story missions that there was in this game. But just the sound design in general. As your car slides through the sand, you can hear it. Not just when you crash, when you stand still and it's not during a storm, you hear the wind, you hear the environment, even birds in the background. rats or something which run around on the ground. You can hear mobs such as buzzers and stuff through walls and stuff, and that makes sense because there are open doors right near you or something. You can hear them approach you and everything. The explosions, that's also great. I probably spent too much time listening to the car's engine, and I think I got a comment a while ago saying that people don't like it. Honestly, I don't care about that comment. I love the sound of a nice V8 engine and being able to upgrade it step by step and hear the gradual change. That it doesn't all just sound the same. Then that was just amazing for both my ears and a game design perspective. For the world of this game, let's talk about the scale. I found the world to be great, really. Each zone is pretty varied enough to be considered its own real zone, I guess, with its own unique aspects, name, and art, you know. But still, it's close enough to the surrounding zones to make sense, so there's no big sudden contrast, like from one point to the next. I guess the largest is probably between the desert and the trash yard area, but that's split off by a huge hill, which you have to go through a tunnel to go through, so that kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't really like that the desert is kind of... I don't like the fact that there's a desert compared to the rest of the game. It kind of makes it feel really weird, and I can't go outside the border without a dust storm killing me or something. I just found that really weird. There is actually wind in this game, or simulated wind, where you can see things flying around the map, such as bottles or debris or stuff like that, especially in the dust storms, of course, but that's all probably simulated a lot. My favourite zone would probably be the trash zone, though, simply because of the amazing sunsets I found. But I do think the huge desert is really special, and that area where I did that last convoy, I call it like the King's Canyon, or that's a place in Australia, or the Arizona type of area in America. I don't know what it's called. Death's Valley, I think it might be called, but that kind of area in the west of the map, top half, northwest, I guess you could say. That was pretty special to drive around. Even though I didn't really have to go there, that kind of sucked. The camps I found especially surprising. Both the top dog camps and the smaller camps spread out everywhere. I never saw a copy of another camp in the game. I can say that I have been to every single camp in the game now. Well, no, I guess I'm probably missing one or two. Even the forts, though. I particularly like how the top dog camps were all marked on the map in landmark locations where it makes sense, where the biggest, baddest gangs would definitely take care of it all. And it made clearing the zones a lot harder. I do like my house rule, though, of unlocking a jacket when an extra car color is unlocked when you do defeat each top dog at those big camps. Simply because I think the game is too easy to unlock Max's gear. I could say it's too easy to unlock stuff for the Magnum Opus as well, though I'm not gonna complain. Anyway, I'll just take out this camp. This should be easy, pretty fast. It has an underground... Whoop! It has an underground area, and I guess I can complain about that because... Jesus! I can't find... What? Let me down there!
You're done!
Oh my... I've never had a fight like this before. Oh my god. What the... Let me... Too many bodies to walk over. Okay. Yeah, I found a lot of these areas had underground dungeons, I guess you can say, like this, which I found kind of really weird. Okay, don't look at that, not yet. That it seemed a bit too repetitive. Like this is probably the only repetitive part in the game, or the repetitive of this is probably the only repetitive camp design in the game, where you just go underground and there's heaps of stuff there rather than stuff above ground. Probably the best thing in the game, though, maybe the convoys upgrading the Magnum Opus, I don't really know, but the weather in the game was good, wasn't it? The two types of storm were great to see in an open world game, and this reminds me of the blowout mechanic in the Stalker series, or it might have just been in the mods or something, where it definitely makes the environment feel much more tense, where you can just be driving around and a storm could pop up at any moment. It seemed to be completely random, at least in the middle and the end parts of the game. In the start of the game, it seemed to be scripted. I found there to be far more lightning than dust storms, and a lot more frequent towards the end of the game, so I guess that's probably coded that way. It might just be my experience. I don't know, it's either the HUD or this issue. Worst thing in the game was whenever there was a storm and I would go underground, the storm would stop immediately. Like, I would climb down a ladder, look up, and you can see the storm visually change back to blue skies. That really sucks. I guess the way they did that was by skyboxes or something, that as soon as you go underground, the atmosphere has to change, or the skybox around you has to change. I know there's no sky, but the particle physics and things, there's more dust or stuff underground, and you can't simulate that when there's a freaking dust storm on the surface. That just takes too much memory, I guess. But my favorite feature of the game, besides the whole car RPG upgrade system to customize the main purpose, was the photo mode. I took a ton of photos, and after recording each videos in the series, I would play through the same thing a second time, try and replicate all the actions, and try and take a photo of that and put it up as a thumbnail for that episode. I've made an image album of all these photos, well not all of them, just some of my favorite photos. I spent a lot of time in the photo mode and on that other save just trying to get the great photo which I wanted. A lot of them were not really made for thumbnails, so they are in that image album, but they're not a thumbnail for this series. You can just check that out if you want to go to the description, check out that image album. I put a lot of effort in those photos, and I really appreciate if you let me know what you think of those.
You have blood on you. You've killed. Recently killed. Have you killed your enemies? Or is it your family you killed? There's blood on your hands.
In this video series, I couldn't really find a good way to take photos during recording, so I chose to leave that out. Leave it for that second save. So this part here, this is the balloons where you have to go up in the air. You have to fuel the balloon, you go up in the air, and you can just look through the binoculars, kind of scout the area, and the zone gets a big name on it. But this doesn't seem to be working. How do I get up here? Oh, okay. I haven't been here for a while. But usually you find a fuel tank and you fill it up. And then you just go up the balloon. Problem is, this one doesn't seem to be working or anything like that. I don't know, maybe it's bugged or something. Oh, rat. No, I won't kill it. Don't need to. So this is the fuel tank. So I'll just go up the top here and I'll simply fill it up. So I have to fill it up, right? That's all I need to do. Put the fuel in that machine and then press the button. Nope. Doesn't work. Look. I can't fill up. I have the options hold, drop, ignite. I can't fill up. Oh, man. Fine. I'll go up the steps then. Oh, hang on. Actually, where's the button? Isn't there a button around here somewhere? Because I know that they sometimes split the button up from that area where you can put the petrol in. I don't know, but I don't know what's going on with this area. It seems to be bugged. See, I'll show you. Out of fuel, it says. Even though the fueling point is right there and I can't fill it up. So I don't know what's going on here. But this is why I can't complete the game 100%. This game is buggy. And I guess if you want to go through this completion kind of run, then this game is broken. You can't complete it. It's impossible. Because there's always bugs. And I've heard from a lot of other people that they are having these problems as well, that they can't complete the game. Not by air balloons specifically, but by other issues as well. And that's... bugs suck. What am I supposed to say about that? Bugs suck. It would be nice if the developers did patch the game a lot more often, though. Like, more than twice. But I do want to show you a secret which I found. I found this towards the start of the game, and I want to show you just because there are secrets in this game which are not part of the map. Well, I guess you can say that this is not part of the map. You could say that it's just outside of it. This is not really a popular area which people would go through.
Hideout.
Oh. Come on, Max. Don't be so buggy. Anyway, I remember that there's not really much down here anyway. Oh, buzzards. See? Easy fighting system. So I don't know if this would be part of the 100% completion ratio. It's just a buzzard hideout. But it's kind of cool anyway, just a random interesting area, and you know, it's still unique compared to all the other camps. So finally, thank you for watching. Thank you for paying attention to this video or the Mad Max series in general. I found the game to be very long. Open world, really, for an open world game. This is my first probably open world let's play. I guess I want to do more, but I want to try and narrow the episodes down a lot more to at least, well, let's try under 40 episodes for the next game. How about that? And maybe longer episodes as well. I don't really know. I would appreciate your feedback on this series in general, this game in general. What do you think its good points are or its bad points? What would you like to see more of? Same thing for this video as well. If you want to give it a thumb up, comment, and all that stuff, you're awesome. Thank you. If you want to give it a thumbs down just to let me know that the video was crap, then please let me know in a comment as well, just so I can make better videos in general for you. But I'll show you something funny. I'll just go in here, look at this game completion statistics. 87% complete. So there's still over 10% I am missing. I know that there's a few camps I need to finish off. Not start, just a piece of scrap or insignias which I need to find. Not many of that though. There's obviously the balloons. I've upgraded the Magnum Opus to its full potential and Max himself to his full potential. I got all the cars in the game. All these other cars I can just get through races and anything. None of these are super extra rare or anything. Some history relics I still haven't got, but I could just do that just by going to the right camp with them. I think there's some in some proper fort camps as well, which are hard to find. But the point is, it would certainly help if I could go up in those balloons and actually see all the missing camps I've missed. I got all the hood ornaments because I did all the convoys. The achievements, of course. So I guess that's as much as someone can really complete the game, I think. Maybe a little bit more. A sane person, if I want to keep my sanity and not play this game forever, you know, with all these achievements. I never started this game with a completion run in mind. That's just the way I am. That's my playstyle. I like to try and complete things, but I don't go crazy about it. So if you like car RPGs and you want to play this kind of game, then go for it. This is a really unique game, unique theme, unique car RPG, kind of build your own car and customize it a lot. If you got a lot of time to play it though, because this is an open world game, there is a lot to do. You can tell that just by looking at how many episodes of this Let's Play series there is. So thank you for watching, thank you for sticking with the series if you have watched them all, and I hope to see you in the next Let's Play.